My beloved sons and daughters, there is something in your home that you may have walked past 1,000 times, an object that now rests quietly in a drawer, on a shelf, in the back of a closet. And yet in heaven it still burns. I'm speaking of a blessed candle. You may not remember where it came from. Maybe it was given to you during your child's baptism. Perhaps it came from an Easter vigil, or maybe from a small church, on a day when you were searching for hope. Now, years later, it sits there forgotten, but God has not forgotten it, and neither should you. That candle is more than wax and a wick. It was consecrated, prayed over, and marked for something sacred. It is a symbol of Christ, the light of the world, present in your very home. You see, in the times of the early church, when Christians were hiding in caves, they would light candles not just to see, no, but to proclaim, the darkness will not win. And today, in your own life, perhaps surrounded by noise, fear, exhaustion, or silence too heavy to carry, I'm asking you to remember this small, silent flame. Find it, look at it, hold it in your hand. Because what the world has treated as decoration, heaven still treats as a weapon of light. Before we continue, I want you to pause. Ask yourself, do I still believe that even a small light can push back the darkness? Because if you do, then the rest of this message is for you. My child, we are living in days where shadows grow bold. The darkness is no longer hiding. It walks boldly through our homes, our cities, and even our hearts. You feel it, don't you? That heaviness, that restlessness, the confusion of right and wrong, the silence of prayer unanswered. The world is louder, but peace feels further away. And yet, in the midst of all this, there is still a light waiting to be lit, a blessed candle. In your home is not just a tradition, it is a declaration. A line in the sand that says, in this house Christ reigns. Here the darkness stops. I am not speaking to you from a place of theory. I have sat in the silence of my room as tears fell in the dark, and I have watched the flame of a single candle remind me that I was not alone. You see, my dear one, the world teaches you to chase brightness, but not light. But Christ did not promise flashing signs. He promised to be with us, even in the stillness of a small flame. That is why this message matters, not because I am the Pope, but because you are a child of God, and your home, your life, your heart, they are temples. And temples were never meant to stay dark, so listen closely now, because in the next moment I will tell you exactly what to do with that forgotten flame. You may ask me now, Holy Father, how can a simple candle do anything against real darkness? Let me answer you with the truth of heaven. What is blessed? By God carries His authority. A blessed candle is no longer just wax. It becomes a silent warrior. It does not shout. It does not shake the earth. But it shines, and that is enough to make hell tremble. When a candle is blessed, a prayer is spoken over it, a consecration that marks it as a tool of light, a sign of protection, a shield in the unseen battle between good and evil. Yes, child, there is a spiritual war all around us, and many are fighting without weapons. But in your home, on a table, you may already have one of the oldest weapons of the church, not a sword, but a flame. Exorcists tell us, when the candle is lit during prayer, even demons become unsettled. Not because of the fire itself, but because of what it proclaims. Jesus is here, and His light has not gone out. Do not underestimate what God blesses. He used mud to open blind eyes. He used fishermen to change the world. And yes, He can. Use a small candle in your kitchen of it to remind you the darkness has limits. The enemy hates light because it exposes him. So light your candle with faith, and watch fear flee. Now, my dear child, I want you to stop waiting for the right time. The right time is now. Go, look in your drawers. Open that forgotten cabinet, find your blessed candle. Wipe the dust from it with reverence. This is not a decoration. It is a declaration of faith. And if you do not have one, then visit your local parish. Ask your priest humbly, "Father, would you bless this candle for me?" Bring it home. Do not rush. Choose a moment of silence, perhaps tonight, after the world grows quiet. Turn off the lights. Silence your phone. Place the candle where you can see its flame. Then light it, not with fear or superstition, but with the intention to let Christ back into your home. And as the flame begins to dance gently in the stillness, I want you to pray with me. Jesus, light of the world, shine in this house. Shine in my fears. Shine in every corner of my heart. Let no darkness remain. Let your light be my peace. Amen. Stay in silence for a while. Watch the flame. And let it remind you, you are never alone, not even in the darkest room. There was a night, a cold night in Rome, the kind of night where even marble seems to shiver, and my heart felt like stone. I had just finished a long day, meetings, burdens, letters filled with pain, people asking why God was silent, and I had no answer that satisfied my own soul. That night I could not sleep. So I walked, slowly, alone, through the empty halls of the Apostolic Palace, past the tapestries, the gold, the art. None of it spoke to me. I entered the private chapel. No lights, no choirs, no incense, just the cross and a small blessed candle in the corner. I walked toward it, lit it with trembling hands, and sat down. I said no words, no prayers. I just stared at the flame. Minutes passed, and in that silence I heard something in the depth of my spirit, not with ears but with the soul. It was not loud, but it was clear. The light has not gone out, and neither have you. Tears fell, not because I was weak, but because God had entered again through a flame. That night changed me. That is why I tell you now, light your candle. You may not hear what I heard, but the same God is waiting in your silence. Light has always been one of God's favorite languages. In the beginning, before oceans, before mountains, before time itself, He spoke 4 words, "Let there be light." And that light was not just physical. It was the first declaration that darkness does not have the final word. Have you ever noticed? We light candles in the most sacred moments, at baptisms, at weddings, at vigils, at funerals. Why? Because deep in our hearts we know, when we light a flame, we are calling heaven to witness. A blessed candle is not about religion alone. It is about reminding your soul that God is still near. The flame flickers, yes, but it burns. And that flicker, that movement, it mirrors your own journey, sometimes strong, sometimes small, but still alive. And when you light a candle in your home, you are not just creating ambiance. You are sending a message into the invisible. This house belongs to Christ. His light lives here. And darkness, no matter how heavy, cannot argue with fire. Even a child knows this. When afraid, they reach for light. And what does Jesus call himself? I am the light of the world. Not noise, not storm, light. So the next time fear visits your home, you know what to do. Light the candle and watch fear lose its voice. My child, you've listened until here. That means your heart is still open, even if tired, even if wounded, open. And now I ask you, what have you done with the light? Have you let it go out? Have you covered it with routine, with doubt, with fear? Then this is your moment. God is not asking you for fireworks. He is asking for a flame. One, small, real. So today, don't just watch this video, do something. Find your candle, light it with reverence. Say the prayer again, even if you feel nothing. God hears beyond emotion. And when you do, let the flame remind you, you are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not alone. And now I invite you. Leave a comment below. Write just one sentence. Jesus, be my light. Say it as a prayer, as a cry, as a beginning. And if this message reached your soul, share it with someone who needs light today. Subscribe to this channel because I will continue to speak until every home remembers darkness may surround us, but the flame still burns.